Oh, hey. Didn't see you there. Well, now that I have your attention, let me take you on my philosophical journey and explain my position in Plato's Allegory of the Cave because you obviously want to know that. So let's start with what the Allegory of the Cave is. Imagine there's these three random dudes locked up inside of a cave. They are chained to a wall and can only see what is directly in front of them, which is shadows casted by objects moving behind them. So yeah, that's their reality. Shadows. One prisoner leaves the cave and sees the real outside world. He is enlightened to know that, hey, it isn't just shadows. And now, obviously, he doesn't want to go back into the cave because he saw what was genuine. So what is the cave to me? What is something I feel so firmly that is my reality, but was enlightened to know the truth? And more importantly, was it a significant enough notion to make me want to stay outside of the cave? I'll explain my reasoning on my position in the cave by tying in philosophical concepts I learned throughout the course to give me a better mark. Okay, let's go. Starting with human nature. It refers to what it means to be a member of our species, precisely what makes us different from others. It makes you question the absence of your existence, like what or who you are. So, not to brag or anything, but I'm called the underdog in my house. Basically meaning no one expected I'd be where I am today. People in my family never saw me as bright or capable because of how I choose to present myself. I am always happy, joking around, and overall not taking life too seriously. At the same time, I am super clumsy, sensitive, and when I speak, jumbles of words fly out, given why I needed to write a script for this. All put together, I just kind of look dumb, honestly. Surrounded by this pretty toxic environment, I had always believed that I was less than what I thought I was. So when I used to think about who I am or what I represent, it was always clouded by what others thought about me. Placed in a cave that restricted my true capabilities, I was stuck believing the fake reality others told me. It took a while, but in high school I started realizing how great I am. Aside from academics, I have accomplished amazing things myself and my family members could not imagine. Playing rugby, winning an essay competition, working a full-time office job, and now being accepted into a great university program. It's a word around my entire family that I am an underdog. Woof. But to be honest, it's not the best feeling since my environment needed solid proof to believe in me. It did teach me an excellent lesson though, that counting on others to create the value of my existence is pointless, and only I should deliver an answer to who I am, regardless of what others around me believe. So there's a branch in human nature called epistemology, and it's all about the theory of knowledge and the distinction between beliefs and opinions and genuine insight. It's a funny story, but the day I was enlightened about epistemology was the day I ate peanut butter. My entire life so far, I believed I resented peanut butter. One day, I decided to try the very popular peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and I loved it. I ate it every day for about a week after that. I love peanut butter by itself now, and I can finally enjoy Reese's Cups. So basically, I learned that we can make assumptions and beliefs in our heads, but only through authentic experience we acquire genuine knowledge about something. I created a cave where my reality was that peanut butter was disgusting, and was enlightened when the truth replaced beliefs. I have become a keen, understanding, and non-judgmental person because of epistemology. Every time I found myself judging someone or creating faulty assumptions about things I had no experience with, I remember without solid evidence or experience, I don't have much to base my opinion on. I realized that there's no point in putting someone or something in a cave with a belief tied to it when there's always a chance there's more that meets the eye. Next, we have metaphysics, and it tackles the question, what is real? It deals with the entire concept of reality. If we're going way back, my first sense of enlightenment came from realizing my mom was Santa Claus. But all jokes aside, in 2016, my reality was that I was sick. had the flu or a fever or something, but I was just really ill. I went on with my life, given orders from my doctor that I was okay and the sickness would run its course. Well, thanks, doctor, because, spoiler alert, I was not okay. I fainted a couple times, so I took a nice trip to Trillium Hospital, where I received medication for a urine infection. A significant shift to my reality when I find out I was not only misdiagnosed, but allergic to the medication. Jump about 2 months later, I was finally accurately diagnosed with a rare, life-threatening disease. So yeah, as a tiny 5th grader, I was genuinely confused about what was real because my reality just kept changing. This, along with many other experiences, taught me that questioning, doubting, and being aware that there is always a chance of something beyond the cave of your current reality is an excellent thing, since you genuinely never know when your truth is subject to change. Branching off of metaphysics, my philosophical journey has a lot to do with dualism as well. Dualism is the connection between the body and the mind. The body is material while the mind is immaterial, but both function together to create balance in yourself. Having a dualistic view on life has helped me a lot in my journey in the cave. As a victim of my environment, I have a lot of anxiety, and sometimes it sprouts from fundamentally anything and can get serious really fast. There's this thing called the 5-4-3-2-1 grounding technique, where you essentially use all of your 5 senses to ground your brain into relaxation. By being physically present in the material world, my mind is able to be present there as well, rather than make up scenarios or make the anxiety worse in its spiritual state. Grounding and being aware of the connection that my mind and body share helps me relax and ensure I'm not going too deep into the cave that my anxiety builds for me. Last but not least, we have ethics. Ethics deals with the concept of values and tackles the question of what is right and wrong. My ethical view on life and myself is greatly affected by my environment. I always thought being super kind to others was a good and moral way of living. Thanks, Spider-Man. Because you reap what you sow. I used to have a best friend in high school and we were tied at the hip. However, after about 4 years of friendship, I was enlightened about all the terrible things she was saying and doing behind my back, drastically altering my reality. I found myself looking back and realizing all the red flags or times my friend took advantage of my sense of morality. Because of this, I had an intense switch of my values, and these are values I still keep dear to my heart. I would stop letting people take advantage of my kindness and push me around, knowing I would do nothing about it. Don't get me wrong, this was not my villain backstory or anything. I love being kind and lighthearted, but now I have limits and values that if others cross or don't represent, I put guards up that are rather hard to break. Lucky for me, I had other people around me that believed me when I said I saw more to the shadows, and now my best friend is someone I idolize and respect so greatly. This experience especially taught me what I could live with. And it changed my ethics, but introduced a whole new perspective to my current reality. So, what you have been waiting for? I think my philosophical journey in terms of Plato's allegory of the cave is that I will never be outside of the cave. I don't think anyone absolutely can be. I like to think of the cave as an endless journey. You can see the light at the cave's exit, but it is a continuous walk to get there. There are small holes you can peek out of on the way, letting you know that there is more beyond the cave, but to be physically and truly outside of the cave, to me, is only possible in the spiritual world. I still want to explore my capabilities, test my reality, and become enlightened by the world around me. Still, I am content living inside of the cave, knowing there will always be that light at the end of the tunnel, and more to the reality I am seeing. So basically what I'm trying to get at here is you should try peanut butter because it's really good.